On a bitterly cold February evening in 2005, Manchester City were the visitors to Carrow Road. At the time, Norwich City was second from bottom, with only 3 wins all season. They were desperately in need of 3 more points to move out of the relegation zone. Kevin Keegan's City were 12th and looking to secure their own Premiership status as quickly as possible. For Norwich, Mark Edworthy returned at right-back, with Simon Charlton dropping to the bench. Jason Shackle made his Premiership debut. Leon McKenzie was recalled up front. He'd yet to establish himself as a first-team regular. Paul Bosvelt returned in midfield for Manchester City after suspension. Stephen Jordan came in at left-back for the injured Ben Thatcher. Rob Stiles was the man in charge, and Robbie Fowler was just one short of his 150th Premier League goal. Commentary from Robbie Earle and Martin Tyler.
Robbie Fowler and Sean Wright-Phillips, really an indication at the kick-off of the challenge that Manchester City can bring. Clip ball by Drury. Here is Ashton! Oh, it's a brilliant goal! Just to emphasise the talent and the touch. And it's just what Norwich City needed.
Well, right on cue. It's a fantastic goal. Because the ball's in the air and it looks as though he's going to struggle to get anything on it. You talked about the technique that he's learnt at Crewe. Well, Gary O'Deal must have been pleased with this because he makes a run off the back of the defenders and he knows exactly what he's going to do. He knows where the keeper is. He's just looking to look over him. It's a fantastic skill. A super finish.
Norwich City invested in him in the transfer window, and moments like this, if there are enough of them, could still mean that they could find that escape ladder to take them up the table and out of trouble. McKenzie. Ashton's got it again, and Norwich are away again with McKenzie. Back comes Dista. But Leon McKenzie has rolled Norwich into a 2-0 lead. It's a fantastic start here at Carrow Road for the side desperately in need of points. And Ashton, having scored one, has provided the pass for McKenzie to run on and produce the second.
Well, we talked about this City defence being solid. Distan and Dunn were hard to break down, but again, it's Ashton again. Wins the ball from Dunn. Lovely touch, and then it's about the pace of McKenzie. Is he going to be strong enough? Can he get there? Will he have the composure to finish? He just rolls the ball past David James. Not sure it's the best connection he'll ever make, but it's about getting past the goalkeeper and getting over that net, and he does the two. The miss-hit probably helped him, I think. McKenzie gets a really crucial goal for Norwich.
Here on the burst, and it's a powerful burst in his case. Damien Francis. McKenzie going to the right, stayed onside. Norwich menacing again. Comes out to Stewart. Francis will come back for Graham Stewart again. Oh, well, he could have taken it on. He possibly could have gone down. Looking for a penalty. Neither happened, and Manchester City survive another major scare. But well, here's Sibierski and Fowler. Well, he saw Green off his line, and it's easy to see what he was trying to do.
It was instinctive, and it's a typical Robbie Fowler effort. I think the saviour here for Norwich, it's on his right foot and not his left. So clinical with the left foot, just trying to lift it over Green, but got far too much of the ball. For a warning. I think the problem Kevin has it. Size and tradition of a club like City, they would expect to come here tonight and be winning games against Norwich. Not been the case in the first 23 minutes.
But Wright-Phillips gets past Drury. Robert Green has a little rueful smile. It almost got past him, it seems.
I think the thing we can say is he gets it away. I'm not quite sure he knows that much about it. Seems to be reading the ball across his goal, and well, does it with his legs, and all keepers will tell you that's part of the armoury. Maybe it's all that time spent at left back in England training.
And he was going for that, but couldn't get Holt out of the way. Sampu taking the corner, it's a second ball in, and it's a one back from Sibierski. And the signs were there, and it's no clean sheet for Norwich City yet again. And this game by no means put to bed by those 2 early goals for the home side.
Well, it's poor organisation, because Holt does the right thing, he clears it first, but then they don't get a line here. Look how a couple of the players have gone off. I think it's Edworthy, the full-back, who's gone back, and it's him that plays Sibierski onside. That's the area you've got to be strong mentally and say, we're going to push up, we're going to hold the line, and if City want to run offside, they'll do that.
Jordan's back pass, and David James comes up with the tackle of the match so far. Otherwise, they would have been walking in number 3, Norwich City.
City back four been so sloppy with the way they've played. Nobody's taking hold of the situation. Poor back passes, poor communication. Needed David James there to be really on his toes.
And Ashton is on the move again. Drury. Johnson. Bad news for Norwich is that Ashton has stayed down. And Drury lets it run. Well, this would be a massive disappointment. David James caught right on the edge of his own area, just came to the rescue here.
Well, his starting position must have been excellent, because, I mean, that's falling short. That's really Ashton's ball.
Well, it would be a wonderful achievement for Nigel Worthington if he could keep Norwich City up. Comes for Stewart.
Well, that's not one of his greatest moments. But he can influence the game from this right-hand side, Graham Stewart. With all his experience and his know-how. It's causing him a little problem, just hanging it infield, not going too wide where he can't get involved in the play.
Headed by Fleming. Nudging it forward, Craig Fleming there again. Let it run, the yellow ball still in operation, the winter ball, the manufacturers call it. And here's Wright Phillips, it's a lovely run, and Robbie Fowler makes it 2-2, and in doing so scores his 150th Premiership goal, and he does it with typical aplomb.
Well, it's a brilliant goal, and it's almost what you call a training field goal, because he's called a diagonal run in a straight ball, and that diagonal run comes from Wright Phillips. Watch him make the run across. It's a straight ball into his path, and he knows exactly what's on. Lays the ball to Fowler, and I talked about how clinical he is on his left-hand side. You can't give him these kind of opportunities from, 12 yards out. And at 2-1, I said the nerves will kick in. Huge goal that for City, brings them right back into the game.
Although fans seem to be feeling understandably flat at the moment, there are plenty of chances for the home team to come again. But Fowler had to work really hard with the neck muscles to try and get some direction on the header.
Well, the City midfield now taking command of the game. Obviously with Holt back and maybe feeling a little groggy from the stitches in his head.
Wright Phillips, blocked off by Johnson.
You can see the tactic quite clearly. Stop him at all costs.
Half-time whistle. Well, it's been dramatic stuff here at Carrow Road. Norwich City off to a flyer. Dean Ashton was already settling into his groove when he scored the opening goal with a very adroit flick beyond David James. He played the ball through for Leon McKenzie to make it 2-0. But after a Sibierski header, Robbie Fowler knocked in a landmark goal for him personally, and an important goal on the night for Manchester City. They looked in trouble, down at 2-0, but down but not out. They're certainly in it now at 2-2, and that's the score at the half-time break.
The second half is about to commence.
There are great friendships in the world of professional football as well. Those have to go on hold for the next 45 minutes as far as the two sets of players here. Well, we saw quite clearly in the fruits came quite quickly of the early labours for Norwich City, the pace of their early play. And once that pace dropped, and some of that is down to confidence, perhaps most of it, or lack of confidence. Once Manchester City got one goal back, there was always a high possibility that they were going to get another one. And that is how we are at the start of the second half. Just to remind you, Manchester City would go into the Barclays English Premier League top 10 if they win. But Delia Smith is looking at the numbers towards the bottom of the table. From Knowles to hold it. As I say, there is a bit of history between these two referee styles and Joey Barton, and this is a significant booking for Barton because it is his fifth of the season. And Robbie, this is the very last day where you get a suspension, February the 28th. It finishes at the end of February. If you get your fifth yellow card season, you get a ban in a week's time, and had he got through this game, then it wouldn't have applied for a subsequent fifth booking. Francis, very much a player at ease with the Premiership level. A few games in the big league with Wimbledon before their relegation. Sorry to remind you of that, Robbie, but you played a part in his upbringing. Playing a part in Sean Wright-Phillips' downfall. Matthias Johnson, and if Rob Stars is in the mood to book players for persistent infringement, remember a couple of jarring ones from Johnson in the first half.
Yeah, I think he left his foot in on Mills, and you know he's had to do that, and it's an unsavoury side of the job at times.
Johnson clattering in and then getting the header as well. Bosveld, but he showed enough to Johnson. And he's been booked, and the Norwich are anxious here. They can't. Well, Johnson is off. It's seen as a second booking. They are down to 10 men. It surprised me, Robbie, but Rob Stars has seen that as sinister enough to send Matthias Johnson packing.
Well, he ran across Rob Stiles, and then it's almost as though he just wanted to pull the player and say, listen, be careful, I've booked you once already. To say he is a little bit dangerous, and it's rash from Johnson.
The ball came off Barton and he thought he could get it.
I don't think the referee's given the benefit of the doubt. I don't think it was malicious. I think he made a clear intention to try and win the ball. He ran loose. The referee went over, and for all intents and purposes looked like he was going to have a word with Johnson, just say, settle down. I know you've got into one or two challenges, and now it's really on Nigel Worthington and his backroom staff.
Now, where Norwich might have a problem, of course, is if Wright-Phillips gets the ball on this side with Johnson. The left-sided midfield player has gone off, but strangely, Wright-Phillips is now, well, maybe it's just in that passage of play, wandered into the middle, and Sobieski was on the right. In goes Dunn. And Francis abruptly, and Francis heads on, and Ashton from Mackenzie's flick. Mills trying to get back to him, and again that confidence that we've spoken about right from the off for Dean Ashton. It was very well hit, but kept out by James.
Well, he carries real venom on either side, happy to go right or left, and when he gets played to, I think he's aware that he hasn't got the pace to keep going. Decisive with it early, and needed 2 attempts from David James.
Wright-Phillips. Great awareness. Danny Mills, for power, but cut it back a bit too much. Jordan. Barton. And Robert Green down to deal with it. A jarring game in many ways, both physically and emotionally. Sobieski, poor Fowler. Just wondered how he might even have a sighted goal. He's just trying to place it into the bottom corner.
Well, he's a craftsman in that 18-yard box, and you say, look, he just works it on until that left foot, just a drop of the shoulder in. Within an instant, the shot's off.
Strong play by Barton. It's one battle that Ashton lost. Tackle only partially away. Shot by Wright-Phillips, hit Drury. Barton keeps it in. Manchester City on the ball. And with the foot raised, they'll probably go against the centre. That's good work by Jason Shackle.
And what he does well here, Shackles, is he reads the run and he's brave, because you can see the boot coming up from Musampa. He's happy to put his head in there for the cause.
Here's Mackenzie. He still had a tremendous finish here. And Mackenzie! He couldn't pick out Safri, who was coming in from the opposite side. It's a brilliant break from the striker. Norwich have been on the receiving end, hardly had a kick of the ball over the last 5 minutes or so. And then Mackenzie galvanising the team again, as Ashton is trying to do here, and it's a corner.
Well, that's the value of keeping his two front men on, because we've seen the power from Ashton, and then this is about the pace of Mackenzie, and he drives inside Distan, and for a moment I thought he's going to take that challenge and go down. At least they get a corner.
Which Safri will take. Did not take very well. That was an important foot in by Gary Holt. Wright Phillips is capable of running away from there. Nigel Williams trying to get his resources marshalled again defensively.
It's just a moment at Mackenzie run when I thought Distan's going to dangle a leg, whether he's going to wait and go down on the challenge, but with credit to him, he wanted to get the ball in.
Mills, and it's Bosveld, who's not known for his goal scoring, who's suddenly cropped up in a position where he could have won the game from. Great determination here by Barton. City certainly going for the 3 points. Musampa's shot will take a little nick on the way through. It might have done. And from Musampa, space near post, defended well by Edworthy this time. Bosveld. Mills. It's a little glance by Fowler, but it's taking it to Ashton. He hasn't got many things wrong tonight. Norwich City signing in the transfer window. So a minute plus added time to go. 4 goals in the first half. None as yet in the second. An extra ball on the pitch, not interfering with play. Sobieski! Trying to get it into an area where he can pick out a teammate, but it was anything but that. Jordan. Bosveld. Now done. But Mills well ahead of him. This is Manchester City, not settling for a point at Carrow Road. They want all 3. Wright Phillips for Barton. For Wright Phillips again, he'll get there. Oh, and it's rolled in. And it's Robbie Fowler in stoppage time, who looks as though he's completed the turnaround. And it is heartbreak right at the end for Norwich City, but all credit to Manchester City. They were going for this. It was a fluky finish, but at the finish, it looks as though the game is up for Nigel Worthington and Norwich City.
Well, he'll know it. You know what? This comes from a Safri poor header. That's a poor header from a midfield player routine. You've got to get height and you've got to get distance, and from the moment Wright Phillips gets the ball, it's a lovely weight, and then they're in trouble. And talked about his right foot not being clinical, and he's going to hit many better than this. Will there be many more important goals against Norwich? That could have just been the signal, and the goal might have ended Norwich's stay in this English Premier League. This is a relentless league.
And for Norwich City, they had a 2-0 lead, but 2 goals from Robbie Fowler has absolutely spoilt the party here. Norwich City are staring relegation even more firmly in the face. They've been beaten here at Carrow Road by 3 goals to 2.
Well, Delia Smith's famous half-time rallying cry grabbed everybody's attention, but ultimately failed to galvanise Nigel Worthington's Norwich. And Robbie Fowler's late strike did prove to be very costly in their season. They were eventually relegated just 2 points short of safety, and despite a late surge during which they recorded some notable wins, including one against Manchester United. A few weeks after this game, Kevin Keegan decided enough was enough and left Manchester City frustrated by his inability to turn them into European contenders.